ADW Hatred Slam 22nd show of 2022 by Colton Dennis. Hello everyone and welcome to the 22nd show of Hatred Slam. And I hope you're ready for an amazing night, said announcer number 1. I know I am. Because we figure out who our next number 1 contenders will be for the global, transcontinental and XX championships, said announcer number 2. Well, instead of us sitting here, I say, we should get started. What do you think? Asked announcer number 1. Sounds great to me, said announcer number 2. Belding. This match is scheduled for one fall, is a 10-woman battle royale, and is a number 1 contenders match for the XX championship. Introducing the challengers Venus, Missy, Twinkle, Onyxia, Lights, Gem, Riot, Vanity, Promise and Onyxis, said announcer number 3. Beldings. All 10 women are attacking each other. Here we go. One of these lucky women will fight Moxie for the XX championship at the next pay-per-view, said announcer number 1. Whoever wins will be in the fight of their lives, said announcer number 2. Lights punches Onyxia. Onyxia is groaning. Lights whips Onyxia into the opposite corner. Onyxia groans. Lights runs at Onyxia. Onyxia moves. Lights goes face first into the corner, then groans. Onyxia runs, then bounces off the ropes. Lights turns around. Onyxia does a running knee onto Lights. Lights rolls away. What a running knee by Onyxia, said announcer number 1. Onyxia stands up. Missy grabs Onyxia from behind, then throws her over the top rope. Onyxia lands onto the floor. Goodbye, Onyxia, said announcer number 2. Promise hits Missy's back. Missy groans. Promise bounces Missy off of the ropes, then lifts her up. Missy does a head scissor onto Promise. Promise lands onto the middle ropes. Missy runs, bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, then does a two-footed kick onto Promise. Promise groans, then falls onto the mat. What a two-footed kick by Missy, said announcer number 1. Missy climbs up the turnbuckle. Missy is heading up top, said announcer number 2. Onyxia climbs onto the ledge of the ring, then grabs Missy's right leg. Missy is struggling, then kicks Onyxia off of the ledge of the ring. Onyxia lands onto the floor. Onyxia tried to pull Missy off the top turnbuckle, said announcer number 1. Missy stands onto the top turnbuckle. Onyxia stands up outside of the ring, then turns around. Missy jumps off of the top turnbuckle, then does a crossbody onto Onyxia. Missy just eliminated herself, said announcer number 2. Missy stands up, then goes to roll into the ring. Referee number 1 grabs Missy. Missy, you're eliminated. You jumped off the top, said referee number 1. Onyxia attacks Missy. Both Missy and Onyxia are punching each other. Both Missy and Onyxia are fighting each other, said announcer number 1. It's understandable. They think they cost each other the match, said announcer number 2. Both Missy and Onyxia continue punching each other. The referees are trying to pull both Missy and Onyxia apart. They're really going at it, said announcer number 1. Is Venus punching Lights, bounces her off of the ropes, then goes to clothesline her. Lights ducks, runs, jumps over the top rope, then lands onto Missy, Onyxia, and referees. Lights just flipped over the top rope, then landed onto the entire group, said announcer number 2. Well, I think she still felt that knee Onyxia gave her, said announcer number 1. Promise kicks Gem's stomach. Gem groans. Promise sets Gem up for a suplex, then lifts her. Gem lands onto her feet behind Promise. Promise turns around. Gem does a discus clothesline onto Promise. Promise groans. Vanity kicks Gem's stomach. Gem groans. Vanity lifts Gem onto her shoulders. Vanity is looking for her fireman's carry flapjack, said announcer number 2. Gem elbows Vanity's jaw. Vanity groans. Gem lands onto her feet, then pushes Vanity. Vanity staggers forward, then turns around. Gem does a discus clothesline onto Vanity. Vanity groans. Gem stands up. Venus goes for a reverse roundhouse kick onto Gem. Gem ducks, runs, bounces off ropes, then does a jumping clothesline onto Venus. Twinkle jumps onto Gem's back, then locks in a sleeper hold. The sleeper hold is locked in, said announcer number 1. Gem waves her arms around. Gem's gonna pass out, said announcer number 2. Gem continues waving her arms, then runs towards the corner. Twinkle's head hits the top turnbuckle, then falls onto the mat. Oh, what a way to break the headlock, said announcer number 1. Gem is holding her throat. Riot punches Gem. Gem groaning. Riot bounces Gem off of the ropes, then bends over. Gem kicks Riot's chest. Riot groans, then stands up. Gem goes for a discus clothesline onto Riot. Riot ducks. Gem turns around. Riot kicks Gem's stomach. Gem groans. Riot jumps up, then does a famouser onto Gem. Gem is laying motionless on the mat. What a famouser, said announcer number 2. Riot stands up, grabs Gem's head, picks her up, then throws her over the top rope. Gem lands onto the floor. Gem has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Riot is standing next to the ropes. Promise runs at Riot, then lifts her over the top rope. Riot is holding onto the top rope. Promise is kicking Riot. Riot is holding on for her life, said announcer number 2. Promise pushes Riot with her left leg. Onyxus hits Promise's back. Promise groans. Onxius lifts Promise onto her shoulders. Promise is squirming, then lands onto her feet. Behind Onyxus. Onxius turns around. Promise kicks Onyxus's stomach, sets her up for a suplex, lifts her, then does a sit-out suplex onto her. And quat. Keep a Promise and quat connects, said announce number 1. Twinkle stands up, then turns around. Promise kicks Twinkle's stomach, sets her up for a suplex. Lifts her, then does a sit-out suplex onto her. Twinkle groans. Promise stands up, then turns around. Vanity kicks Promise's stomach, lifts her onto her shoulders, then does a fireman's carry flapjack onto her. Promise groans. Vanity stopped Promise in her tracks, said announce number 2. Vanity picks Promise up, then throws her over the top rope. Promise lands onto the floor. Promise has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Riot pulls herself up onto the ledge of the ring. Twinkle stands up, then runs at Riot. Riot shoulder blocks Twinkle's stomach. Twinkle falls onto the mat. Vanity punches Riot. Riot is swaying on the ledge of the ring. Vanity goes to punch Riot again. Riot blocks, grabs Vanity's head, then hangs her off the top rope. Riot is hanging in there, said announcer number 2. Promise is walking along the side of the ring. Riot looks at Promise, runs on the ledge of the ring, jumps off of it, then does a clothesline onto Promise. Promise groans. Riot lays on top of Promise, then continuously punches her. The referees are trying to break both Promise and Riot up. We're down to 4, said announcer number 1. Onyxus, Twinkle and Vanity start attacking Venus. Venus is groaning. Onyxus shoulder blocks Venus. Venus groans. Vanity clotheslines Venus. Venus groans again. Both Onyxus and Vanity bounce Venus off of the ropes, then lift her up. Venus is squirming, then does a double DDT onto both Onyxus and Vanity. What a counter, said announcer number 2. Twinkle kicks Venus's stomach, then lifts her up. Venus lands onto her feet behind Twinkle. Twinkle turns around. Venus wraps her arms around Twinkle's head, then does a jawbreaker onto her. Twinkle groans, then lands onto the mat. Onyxus stands up, then turns around. Venus does a reverse roundhouse kick onto Onyxus. Onyxus falls onto the mat, then rolls away. Venus is holding her own, said announcer number 1. Venus approaches Vanity. Vanity lifts Venus onto her shoulders. Venus is squirming, then grabs the top rope. Vanity is struggling, then lifts Venus over the top rope. Venus holds onto the top rope, then dangles. Venus is holding on, said announcer number 2. Venus pulls herself onto the ledge of the ring. Vanity punches Venus. Venus is swaying on the ledge of the ring. Vanity goes to punch Venus again. Venus blocks, then kicks the left side of Vanity's head. Vanity groans, then staggers away. Venus jumps up. Twinkle pushes Venus off the top rope. Venus lands onto the floor. Venus has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Vanity hits Twinkle's back. Twinkle groans. Vanity lifts Twinkle's onto her shoulders, then does a fireman's carry flapjack onto her. Twinkle groans. Vanity stands up, then goes to grab Twinkle. Onyxus turns Vanity around, lifts her onto her shoulders, then does a cyclone onto her. Vanity groans. What a cyclone by Onyxus, said announcer number 2. Onyxus stands up, picks Vanity up, then throws her over the top rope. Vanity lands onto the floor. Vanity has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. We're down to 2. And I guarantee you, Twinkle ain't winning, said announcer number 2. Onyxus looks at Twinkle, then smiles. Yeah, I think you're right about that, said announcer number 1. Onyxus picks Twinkle up. Twinkle falls onto the mat. Onyxus is laughing. Picks Twinkle up again, then lifts her onto her shoulders. Just dump her over, Onyxus said announcer number 2. Onyxus walks towards the ropes, then stops next to them. Just do it already, said announcer number 1. Vanity slides into the ring. Wait, what's Vanity doing? Asked announcer number 2. Vanity pulls Twinkle off of Onyxus's shoulders. Onyxus turns around. Vanity clotheslines Onyxus over the top rope. Onyxus lands onto the floor. Bell dings. Here's your winner, Twinkle, said announcer number 3. Twinkle is number 1 contender for the XX Championship, said announcer number 1. Onyxus looks up at Vanity. Vanity is smiling. Twinkle is slowly moving, then stands up. Vanity grabs Twinkle's left arm, then raises it. I can't believe Twinkle is the new number 1 contender, said announcer number 2. And that means she could become the XX champion, said announcer number 1. Moxie won't let that happen, said announcer number 2. Well, folks, we now turn our attention to the Transcontinental Championship, where Pegasus will fight the former global champion Mayhem, said announcer number 1. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for 1 fall. Is a number 1 contenders match for the Transcontinental Championship. Introducing the challengers first, Pegasus and his opponent Mayhem, said announcer number 3. Bell dings. Both Mayhem and Pegasus shake hands. These two have a lot of respect for each other, said announcer number 1. The handshake proves it too, said announcer number 2. Both Mayhem and Pegasus lock up. Mayhem puts a headlock onto Pegasus. Pegasus groans. bounces Mayhem off of the ropes, then lays onto the mat. Mayhem does a cartwheel over Pegasus. Pegasus stands up, then looks at Mayhem. Mayhem smiles. Pegasus stands up. "This is definitely gonna be a great match," said announcer number 1. Both Mayhem and Pegasus lock up again. Pegasus puts a headlock onto Mayhem. Mayhem groans, bounces Pegasus off of the ropes, then lays onto the mat. Pegasus stops, then does an elbow drop onto Mayhem's back. Mayhem groans. Pegasus continuously kicking Mayhem. Mayhem continuously groaning. "Now we're gonna be physical," said announcer number 2. Pegasus picks Mayhem up, then chops his chest. Mayhem groans, then leans against the ropes. Pegasus punches Mayhem's back. Mayhem falls onto his right knee. Pegasus stands Mayhem up, then chops his chest again. Mayhem groans, then walks towards the corner. Pegasus punches Mayhem. Mayhem groans. Pegasus whips Mayhem into the opposite corner. Mayhem jumps onto the second rope, then does a crossbody onto Pegasus. 1, 2. Pegasus kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. Mayhem almost had Pegasus there, said announcer number 1. "I think Pegasus is trying to prove himself. That's why he's being this aggressive," said announcer number 2. Both Mayhem and Pegasus stand up. Pegasus clotheslines Mayhem hard. Mayhem groans. Pegasus covers Mayhem. 1, 2. Mayhem kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. "Almost," said announcer number 1. "Pegasus needs to do more than just a hard clothesline. Mayhem's the former global champion," said announcer number 2. "Indeed he is," said announcer number 1. Pegasus hits Mayhem's back. Mayhem groans. Pegasus picks Mayhem up, then does a back suplex onto him. Mayhem groans. Pegasus covers Mayhem. 1, 2. Mayhem kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. "Doing these moves won't put him away. You need to do something impressive," said announcer number 2. Pegasus stands up, goes through the middle rope, then climbs up the turnbuckle. "Pegasus is heading to the top," said announcer number 1. Pegasus gets to the top turnbuckle, then looks down at Mayhem. What's Pegasus planning here? Pegasus jumps off of the top turnbuckle. Mayhem moves. Pegasus lands onto the mat, then groans. "What was Pegasus planning?" asked announcer number 2. "I think he was going for his headbutt," said announcer number 1. Pegasus slowly stands up. Mayhem stands up, runs, bounces off of the ropes, does a knee lift onto Pegasus, jumps onto the middle rope, then does a springboard moonsault onto him. 1, 2. Pegasus kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. "Mayhem almost had it," said announcer number 2. "Yeah, and that was a nice knee lift into a springboard moonsault," said announcer number 1. Pegasus stands up, then turns around. Mayhem kicks Pegasus's stomach, lifts, then slams him onto the mat. Pegasus groans. Mayhem runs, bounces off ropes, does a cartwheel, then a moonsault onto Pegasus. Pegasus groans. "This could be it," said announcer number 2. Mayhem covers Pegasus. 1, 2. Pegasus kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. "Oh, so close," said announcer number 1. Mayhem stands up, goes through the middle rope, then climbs up the turnbuckle. "Mayhem is heading up high," said announcer number 2. Mayhem gets to the top turnbuckle. Pegasus stands up, then runs at Mayhem. Mayhem jumps over Pegasus, lands onto his feet, rolls onto the mat, stands up, turns around, then runs at Pegasus. Pegasus does a quick Scoop power slam onto Mayhem, then covers him. 1, 2. Mayhem kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. Pegasus almost had it there, said announcer number 1. That scoop power slam was quick, said announcer number 2. Pegasus stands up, picks Mayhem up, then lifts him, then sets him up for a vertical reverse pile driver. Mayhem wraps his legs around Pegasus's head. What's Pegasus doing? Asked announcer number 1. Pegasus does a vertical reverse pile driver onto Mayhem. That looked like a tombstone pile driver, said announcer number 2. If it was, Mayhem is out of it, said announcer number 1. Pegasus covers Mayhem. 1, 2. Mayhem barely kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. Mayhem kicked out. Mayhem kicked out. Look. Pegasus is shocked, said announcer number 2. Everyone is shocked. We thought Mayhem was out, said announcer number 1. Pegasus stands up, looks at Mayhem, then shakes his head. We're just like you two. Pegasus, said announcer number 2. Pegasus picks Mayhem up, then lifts him onto his left shoulder. I think he's going for it again, said announcer number 1. Mayhem is squirming, lands onto his feet behind Pegasus, then goes into the corner. Pegasus runs at Mayhem. Mayhem moves. Pegasus' left shoulder goes into the ring post, then groans. Oh, Pegasus hit the ring post hard, said announcer number 2. Pegasus is groaning, holds his left shoulder, then slowly gets out of corner. Mayhem wraps his arms behind Pegasus, then does an inverted double arm underhook facebuster onto him. Pegasus groans. Mayhem has done it, said announcer number 1. But he's not going for the cover though, said announcer number 2. Mayhem stands up, runs, bounces off of the ropes, does a cartwheel, a moonsault onto Pegasus, then covers him. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, said referee number 2. Bell dings. Here's your winner, Mayhem, said announcer number 3. Referee number 2 raises Mayhem's left arm. Well, congratulations to Mayhem, said announcer number 1. That was an amazing match. Especially Pegasus with that move, said announcer number 2. We all really thought Pegasus had it there, but somehow Mayhem pulled it off, said announcer number 1. Mayhem is standing on the second rope, climbs down, then turns around. Pegasus appears staring at Mayhem. Oh, said announcer number 2. Hey, I don't want any trouble, Pegasus. You lost fair and square, said Mayhem. Pegasus nods his head. I know I did. I just wanted to thank you for a great match, said Pegasus, holding out his right hand. Mayhem smiles, then shakes Pegasus's hand. Pegasus grabs Mayhem's right arm, then raises it. The crowd is cheering. So much respect between these two, said announcer number 1. At least it didn't go a different way, said announcer number 2. I think we're all glad it didn't. Well, folks, up next, a fatal 4-way to determine the new number 1 contender for the Global Championship, said announcer number 1. I can't wait for this one, said announcer number 2. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall, is a fatal 4-way elimination match, and is a number 1 contenders match for the Global Championship. Introducing the challengers, Snake, Pincher, Price and Payne, said announcer number 3. Bell dings. Hey, you three, listen to me. This is my shot. Do you hear me? None of you are gonna win this match, because I'm gonna become the new global champion, and there's nothing that the three of you can do about it. Do you hear me? I said, and quat. None of yo, and quat, said Snake, being super kicked. Pincher covers Snake. 1, 2, 3, said referee number 3. Snake has been eliminated, said announcer number 3. That quickly too, said announcer number 1. Now we're down to 3, said announcer number 2. Price looks at both Payne and Pincher, then rolls outside of the ring. Nope. I'll let them get tired, said Price. Payne rolls underneath the rope, then approaches Price. Price stops walking, then turns around. Payne punches Price. Price groans. Payne grabs Price, then throws him into the ring. Price holds up his hand. Wait. Please, wait. I don't deserve this. I'm your longest reigning transcontinental champion ever, said Price, standing up. No, you were the longest reigning transcontinental champion ever, said Payne. Price turns around. Pincher superkicks Price. Price falls onto the mat, groans, then rolls outside of the ring. What a superkick, said announcer number 1. He'd be eliminated if he didn't roll outside the ring, said announcer number 2. Both Payne and Pincher are staring at each other. Here's a match, said announcer number 1. Both Payne and Pincher lock up. Pincher puts a headlock onto Payne. Payne groans, then bounces Pincher off of the ropes. Pincher holds onto the ropes on the opposite side of the ring. Payne runs at Pincher. Pincher does a back elbow onto Payne. Payne groans, walks away, then turns around. Pincher goes to superkick Payne. Payne ducks, runs, bounces off of the ropes, then clotheslines Pincher. Pincher flips onto the mat. What a clothesline, said announcer number 1. Pincher pulls himself up with ropes, then turns around. Payne clotheslines Pincher over the top rope. Pincher lands onto the floor. Well, now Payne's alone in the ring, said announcer number 2. Price hits Payne's back. Not anymore, said announcer number 1. Price is punching Payne. Payne is groaning. Price bounces Payne's head off of the top turn. Buckle. Payne groans. Price whips Payne. Payne reverses it. Price goes into the opposite corner. Payne runs at Price. Price moves. Payne goes face first into the corner, then groans. Price rolls Payne up. 1, 2. Payne kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. Both Payne and Price stand up. Price kicks Payne's left leg. Payne falls onto his knees. Price does an on-snap DDT onto Payne. Payne groans. Price covers Payne. Price is going for the cover again, said announcer number 2. 1, 2. Payne kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. Price looks at referee number 3. Are you kidding me? Count faster, ref, said Price, turning around. Pincher clotheslines Price hard. Price groans. Pincher picks Price up, kicks his stomach, sets him up, then does a snap suplex onto him. Price groans. Pincher covers Price. 1, 2. Price kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. Pincher stands up, then goes to grab Price. Payne turns Pincher around. Pincher goes to punch Payne. Payne ducks. Pincher turns around. Payne kicks Pincher's stomach, sets him up, then does a double arm DDT onto him. Pincher groans. Is this it for Pincher? Asked announcer number 1. Payne covers Pincher. 1, 2. Pincher kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. Pincher kicked out, said announcer number 2. Payne stands up, grabs Pincher, then slowly picks him up. Pincher wraps his arms around Payne's head, then does a jawbreaker onto him. Payne groans, then turns around. Price goes for a jumping leg lariat onto Payne. Payne lifts Price over his head. Price does a jumping leg lariat onto Pincher and quat Pay the price and quat connects onto Pincher, said announcer number 1. Price covers Pincher. 1, 2. Pincher kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. Pincher survives, said announcer number 2. Payne punches Price. Price groans, then leans against the ropes. Payne bounces Price off of the ropes, then bends over. Price kicks Payne's chest. Payne groans, then stands up. Price jumps up, then goes for a jumping leg lariat onto Payne. Payne lifts Price over his head. Price lands onto his feet behind Payne, then turns around. Payne kicks Price's stomach, then sets him up for a double arm DDT. Here comes another double arm DDT, said announcer number 1. Pincher stands up, then super kicks the left side of Payne's head. Payne falls onto the mat, then rolls underneath the ropes. Oh man, that super kick came out of nowhere, said announcer number 2. Pincher looks, then sees Price slowly standing up. I think I know what Pincher's thinking, said announcer number 1. Price slowly stands up, then turns around. Pincher goes to super kick Price. A strep chair hits Pincher's right leg. Pincher falls onto the mat, then groans. Payne is holding a steel chair. Blood appears around Payne's mouth. Payne's disqualified, said referee number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, Payne has been disqualified. So he has been eliminated, said announcer number 3. Payne looks at referee number 3. What? I thought this was no disqualification. You bastard, said Payne, raising the steel chair. Turns around, then swings it. The steel chair hits Pincher's head. Pincher falls onto the mat. Payne throws the steel chair, goes through the middle rope, wipes the blood from his mouth, then walks up the ramp. We're down to 2, said announcer number 2. But will Pincher be able to continue? Asked announcer number 1. Price stands up, then looks at Pincher. Come on, get out of the ring. The match is still going on, said Price. Back up. Referee number 3 kneels next to Pincher. Pincher, can you continue? Can you continue the match? Asked referee number 3. Pincher nods his head. All right, said referee number 3. Pincher is gonna continue with the match, said announcer number 2. What heart he has, said announcer number 1. Pincher slowly stands up. Price runs at Pincher, then does a jumping leg lariat onto him. Price won, said announcer number 2. Price covers Pincher. 1, 2. Pincher barely kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. And quat? What? And quat? And quat? What? And quat? Are you kidding me? Asked Price. He kicked out. Pincher found the strength to kick out, said announcer number 1. Price walks towards the corner, then waves at Pincher. Get up, said Price. Pincher slowly stands up, then turns around. Price runs at Pincher, then goes for a jumping leg lariat onto him. Pincher lifts Price over his head. Price hits his head off the top turnbuckle, groans, then turns around. Pincher superkicks Price. Both men are down, said announcer number 2. Come on, Pincher, you could do this, said announcer number 1. Pincher crawls towards Price, then puts his right arm onto him. 1, 2. Price kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. Oh, how close was that? Asked announcer number 2. I thought Pincher had it there. But somehow Price kicked out, said announcer number 1. Pincher stands up, picks Price up, sets him up for a powerbomb, then lifts him. Price lands onto his feet behind Pincher. Pincher goes to punch Price. Price ducks, runs, then bounces off of the ropes. Pincher superkicks. Price. A superkick out of nowhere, said announcer number 2. Pincher hooks Price's right leg. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, said referee number 3. Bell dings. Here's your winner, Pincher, said announcer number 3. Pincher slowly stands up. Referee number 3 raises Pincher's right arm. Wow, what a match. And somehow, Pincher pulled it off, said announcer number 1. I thought Price had it when he did his move. But Pincher found a way to survive, said announcer number 2. And now Predator has to watch his back, because Pincher is coming for him, said announcer number 1. Congratulations to Pincher. You deserve this victory, said announcer number 2. Well, folks, we want to thank you for watching. Be safe out there and good night, said announcer number 1. Bye-bye, said announcer number 2 waving. Pincher is standing on the second rope. The crowd is cheering. The end.